students, welcome you all to our brilliant channel Maths Nation. Dear students, if you have not subscribed Maths Nation, kindly subscribe it now and press the bell icon to get the notification of the upcoming videos. Students, I promise you to complete your syllabus and would like to solve all your queries which you may kindly drop in my comment box. So dear students, in my last sessions we have discussed about statistics. Today we continue with this. Today we discuss graphical representation of statistical data. What is the graphical representation of a statistical data? This is first think about bar graph. What is bar graph? Bar graph. While a bar graph is a pictorial representation of a numerical data by a number of bars of uniform width and the horizontal and vertical with equal spacing between them. Each rectangle or bar represents only one value of numerical data, so there are as many bars on as the number of values in the numerical data. The height or length of a bar indicates on a suitable scale the corresponding value of the numerical data. While you constructing a bar graph, the following points should be kept in the mind. The first point, the width of the bar graph should be uniform throughout. The width of the bar graph should be uniform throughout. Should be uniform throughout. Then next, I have already told you students, please practice your worksheet and ask me your doubt. Second point says the gap between one bar and the another should be uniform throughout. Between one bar and the another should be uniform throughout. Should be uniform throughout the graph. Should be always uniform. Keep it in your mind. Third point says bars may be either horizontal or vertical. Third point, bars may be, you know what is horizontal and what is vertical? May be either horizontal or vertical. Okay. Then the the vertical bar should be preferred because we always prefer the vertical graph. The bar may be either horizontal or vertical, but we always prefer the vertical graph. We always prefer. Keep in the mind while you draw the bar graph, always vertical. They give a better look The following, let us discuss some examples such that we can better understand what is bar graph and how can we draw it. Okay, these are the points. The first point, the width of the bar graph should be uniform throughout. The second point says the gap between one bar graph and another bar graph should be uniform throughout, and bars may be either horizontal or vertical. This is not any problems, but we always prefer vertical because it looks better. Why we prefer vertical? Because it looks better. Okay. Then next, let us discuss some examples. I have already told you, only knowing theory is not sufficient. Maths always require practice. Please practice variety of questions and ask me your doubt. Do your worksheets regularly. The following table gives the number of students of class 9 in a school during the academic year 96 to 97 or to 2000 to 2001. Here look at here. This is the table. Okay. This table shows the this is the example 1. This is the table. This is the table. This is the table which shows the academic year. Academic year of, this is the academic year. Academic year and number of students. This shows number of students. Okay. Then here this academic session 96 to 97, and this is 97 to 98. This is 97 to 98, and this shows 98 to 99. 99, and then 99 to 2000. Then this shows 99 to 2000. 2000. Then this 2000 to 2001. Okay. Then here the number of students during 96 to 97, 50 students, and 97 to 98, 75 students, and then 98 to 99, 125 students. We have to represent this in bar graph. And I have already told you all these points. Keep in your mind while you draw a bar graph. What are those 3 points? The width of the bar graph should be uniform throughout. The gap between one bar and the another bar should be uniform throughout, and bar may be horizontal or vertical, but we always prefer vertical bar graph because it looks better. Then here this is the representation of bar graph. Then this is 0, and you always represents in your graph book. 25, 30, 50, 75, 100, and we take the difference 25. This is 25, this is 50, next 75, then 100, next 125, then 150. In this way 175. Okay. Then here and here, this is the first 96, 97. This bar graph shows 96 to 97. How many students in 96 to 97? 50 students. This is the bar graph of 96 to 97. Okay. Then I have told you the bar graph, always keep the uniform distance. Then we show 97 to 98. Then 97 to 98, how many students? 75 students. Then this bar shows this. Okay. This is the bar graph shows 97 to 98. Then next shows the 98 to 99. How many students during this? 125. Then this is 125. This bar graph shows the 98 to 99. In this way, 99 to 2000, 150. Then this shows that this bar graph shows 97, 99 to 2000. This is the bar graph representation. This is the bar graph representations of 98 to 99, and this is the 99 to 2000. In this way, 2000 to 2001, this shows 200, this shows 200, and this will be like this, above this. This bar graph shows this. Always keep in mind, show the vertical representations and keep the uniform difference so that the bar graph looks better look. Okay. Then next questions. I have already told you, please practice variety of questions. The next question shows the following table shows the number of vehicles passing through a busy crossing in Delhi in different time interval of a particular day. This is the table which shows the time interval and the number of vehicles in the different hour. At first, draw the table. Okay. At first, draw the table. This is the table. Then here, draw this. Then this shows the time interval and number of vehicles. The time interval and here the number of vehicles. Okay. Then during 8 to 9, then 9 to 10, then 10 to 11, then 11 to 12 noon, then 12 noon to 13, then 13 to 14, then 14 to 15. Bus. Then this is from 8 to 9. This is 9 to 10. This is 10 to 11. This is 11 to 12. This is 12 to 13. This is 13 to 14. This is 14 to 15. Then how many number of vehicles passed during this hour? During 8 to 9, 300 vehicles. This question says. Then 9 to 10, this is more traffic, 400 vehicles because this is office hour. Then next 10 to 11, 350 vehicles. Then 250 vehicles. Then 200 vehicles. Then next 150 and then 100. During the traffic is more in this time because the office hours start, some office start from 8 and some office from 9 to 10. Then this is the traffic time. Then we have to represent this in bar graph. Draw the straight line and draw the bar graph. Suppose this is 0 and this is 50, this is 100, this is 150, this is 200, this is 250, this is 300, this is 350 and 400. Okay. Then during the time 8 to 9, how many vehicles are there? There are 3 vehicles. This is 50, this is 100, this is 150, then this is 200, this is 250, this is 300, then 350 and 400. Look at, then this from 8 to 9, how many vehicles are there? There are 3 vehicles. Then draw the bar graph like this. 300 vehicles during 8 to 9. During 8 to 9, there are how many vehicles? 300 vehicles. This is the time interval from 8 to 9. The next says the 9 to 10, how many vehicles are there? There are 400 vehicles. Then during 9 to 10, there are 400 vehicles. Then this bar graph shows the time of 9 to 10. This shows the bar graph from 9 to 10. Then after 10, there are 350. 10 to 11, there are 350. Then this shows the time interval between 10 to 11. This shows from 10 to 11. Then next 11 to 12. How many? Then 250. Then this bar graph shows the from 11 to 12. In this way, students, you can draw bar graphs and look at the three points which you always remember while you drawing the bar graph. It is very easy to draw the bar graph in this way. 11 to 12. In this way you can draw 12 to 13. 12 to 13, 200 vehicles. Then you draw like this. This is 200 vehicles. During 12 to 13, then 150 during 13 to 14 and 14 to 1500 vehicles. And you always remember while drawing the bar graph, the width of the bar graph should be uniform. This should be uniform. My drawing is not a better, and you use pencil and scale and draw the uniform throughout. The gap between one bar and another should be uniform. The gap should be uniform, and always draw the vertical because it looks better. Okay. Then find out the, then you students please practice your exercises for bar graph. Then think about what is histogram. The difference between the histogram and the bar graph is, the bar graph is bar and there is difference between them. There may be some gaps, but the histogram is a continuous grouped frequency distribution while the equal class intervals. This is the continuous, the what is histogram. Think about what is histogram. Bar graph and histogram. Histogram is just like bar graph, but there is some basic difference. Histogram or the frequency histogram is the graphical representation of a frequency distributions in the form of a rectangle, just like bar graph, but it is a continuous process. The continuous grouped frequency distributions with equal class intervals and the continuous grouped frequency distributions with unequal class intervals, and a frequency distribution in which midpoint of the class interval is also given there, and a grouped frequency distributions in which class intervals are given in inclusive form. Look at here. I have written all these things. Please note down. First, while you drawing the histogram of is a two-dimensional diagram, just like bar graph, histogram is also a two-dimensional diagram. The first point you remember while you drawing a histogram, it is a continuous. A bar graph is not a continuous. There may be some intervals, but the histogram is a continuous. It is a continuous grouped frequency. Continuous grouped frequency. Grouped frequency distributions in which equal class intervals are there. Frequency distribution with equal class intervals. Okay, with equal class intervals. And the second point, a continuous grouped frequency disturbance may be on equal class intervals. But third point says the frequency distribution in which midpoint of class interval are always given, and the grouped frequency distribution in which class intervals are given in inclusive form. Let us take an examples. First step, take a graph paper and draw two perpendicular lines. While you draw a histogram, first take a graph paper and two lines perpendicular, and draw two perpendicular lines, and one horizontal and one vertical at 0. This is 0 and this is x-axis and this is y-axis, as we say. Then the step 2, take a horizontal line as OX, this is OX, and the vertical line as OY axis. Then choose a suitable scale or a scale and along the x-axis representation of class limits, and choose a suitable scale for y-axis. The scale may be different for x-axis and y-axis, but by seeing the data, you should choose a suitable scale for x-axis and y-axis. Then construct the rectangles with class interval or bases and the respective frequency as height. Look at here. What is this? Then all these points, first step 1 says take a graph paper and draw this vertical line and a horizontal line. Then OX and OY are two axes. Choose suitable scales. Choose suitable scale for x-axis and suitable scale for y-axis. Suitable scale for y-axis. This is not always required to take the same scale for x-axis and y-axis. As for the given data, you can take the suitable scale for x-axis and suitable scale for y-axis. Then construct the rectangle with class intervals and bases and the respective frequency as height. Let us discuss some examples, then you can better understand. Okay. Let us discuss some examples. The example 1 says, draw the histogram. The following table gives the marks scored by 100 students in an entrance examinations. This table shows you, this is the given table, the data. Here the given data which shows the mark of, this is the mark, the number of students or frequency. Number of students or frequency. The student score by 100 students in an entrance test. Then you make the interval. This is 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, and then 20 to 30. This is continuous process, 30 to 40. But bar graph is not a continuous process. This is difference. This is from 0 to 10. Then next from 10 to 20. This is from 20 to 30. How much mark students score in the entrance test? This is 20 to 30. Then next 30 to 40. Then next 40 to 50. Then next 50 to 60. Then 60 to 70 and 70 to 80. Highest mark is 80 marks. Then this is 60 to 70 and this is 70 to 80. Then the frequency, how many students score between 0 to 10? 4 students. Then 10 to 20, how many students? 10 students. Then 20 to 30, 16 students. Then 30 to 40, 22 students. How many students appear? 100 students appear. Then 40 to 50, 20 students. This is the frequency, means number of students score between this. 50 to 60, how many students? 18 students score. Then 60 to 70, 8 students. Then 70 to 80 means excellent performance by only 2 students. Then you have to show these data in the histogram. Then at first you draw, this is O and this is x-axis and this is y-axis. You take the suitable scale. For x-axis we take 0, then next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay. Then this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, then next 50, 60, 70, 80 in this process. And for the y-axis, then I have to already told you, took suitable scale. Not necessary take the same scale as x-axis or y-axis. Here you take 0, then 4, then 8, then 12, then 16, then 20, then next 20, 24, okay, in this way. Then you have to represent this in histogram. Look at the basic difference between bar graph and histogram. Here between 0 to 10, how many students score? 4 students score. Draw the rectangle like this. Okay. Then between 10 to 20, how many students score? How many students score? 10 to 20, 10 students, which is between 8 and 12. Then you draw this. It's like this. Okay. Then this is here. Then between 10 to 20, 20 to 30, how many students? 16 students. 20 to 30, how many students? 16 students. Then this is like this. This is histogram. You can find out the basic difference between histogram and bar graph. Don't confuse in exam. Then between 30 to 40, how many students? 22 students, which is between 20 and 24. Then this is like this. Then this is 40. Then 40 to 50, how many students? 20 students. 20 students. Then this is 20. 40 to 50. Then 40 to 50. Then 50 to 60. How many students? 18 students, which is between 16 and 18. 16 and 20, sorry. This is 60 to 50 to 60. Then 60 to 70, 8 students. This is 8. 8 students. 8 to 70 to 80, how many students? 2, only 2 students. This is like this. This is histogram. You can find out very easily the difference between bar graph and histogram. Okay. Then students, please practice your questions and ask me your doubt. I am always ready to clear your all doubts. Then today this much. Thank you students. Please do your worksheets and ask me your doubt.